Unleash your engine's potential with confidence. Introducing the new exclusive line of oil blends from Moose Off-Road. Moose Off-Road, on the gas since 1986.
Hi, I'm Mark Tilley and welcome back to Dirtbike Magazine's YouTube channel. As you can see, I have two slightly the same, slightly different motorcycles. And I'm doing this video because I have people asking me this question all the time. We have the 2025 KX450X. And then right next to me right here, we have the 2025 Kawasaki KX450 SR model. Everybody wants to know what bike is good for them. What bike should they buy? What's the difference in the two? What's the difference between this one and the standard model? Not much difference between this bike and the standard model besides a 18-inch rear wheel, different tires, softer suspension settings, and then a milder map all the way around. A little bit more rider comfort. And that's why we don't have the standard model out here, besides the fact of it's in full race mode in my garage getting built so that I could race it. So we did bring out the SR model. The SR model is the top of the line motocross model that Kawasaki offers. It's got upgraded suspension coatings, it's got triple clamps, it's got a pipe clutch cover, it's got upgrades in the drivetrain with a DID chain, Renthal rear sprocket, upgraded wheels, all of that stuff saying, well, which one's better for me? Okay, so let's start off with the 450X. The 450X, like I said, is more rider comfort. It's built for off-road. It needs handguards, but it's built for off-road. AT81 off-road specific tires. It has valving and spring rate for off-road specific use, i.e. overall, it's a lot softer for more rider comfort. It does have a different map than what is in the SR model. Again, more for off-road rideability. It does come with a kickstand. If you're gonna race them, you're probably gonna take that off right away, but that's kind of a personal preference. If you're just gonna ride on the trail, this bike is more of a trail-worthy motorcycle. You can take it to the local motocross track. It has plenty enough power, stiff enough suspension to do that stuff. It is going to be on the softer side. You can race motocross on this, or you can ride motocross on this. So for some of you guys that are going from the off-road world on one weekend and then hitting up the local motocross track with your buddy, you could do that with this motorcycle. You can do that with the standard motorcycle that Kawasaki offers. It's just got a little bit more aggressive settings. It's got a 19-inch rear wheel. It's spec'd out with Dunlop motocross tires. But other than that, pretty close. Now, the SR model, like I said, is the top of the line motocross model that Kawasaki offers. The SR stands for Special Racer. This bike is what the race teams, the factory level race teams, start off when they're making a race bike for Jason Anderson or Jorge Prado, or even maybe some of the Team Green guys that you'll see out there. It has a modified head with some cleaning up of the intake ports. It's got suspension coatings. It's got stiffer suspension settings all the way around. It's got an extra clamp. It's got a different ECU. It's got different stuff on the inside because it is a different part number. It comes standard with a lot more aggressive mapping to match the head modifications, plus the Pro Circuit exhaust, complete titanium Pro Circuit exhaust. The wheels are upgraded DID STX black rims, upgraded DID gold chain with a rear aluminum sprocket black from Renthal. It has Renthal bars on it as well. The gearing is exactly the same as what the off-road model and the standard motocross model. It's a, I believe, 1350. They're all the same. They all come with the Brembo braking components. They all come with essentially the same platform. The SR is just an upgraded version of that platform. Can you race this off-road? Can you ride this off-road? Yes. If you like a stiffer suspension setting, this might be what you are. If you're a bigger guy, this might be where you're going with the stiffer suspension settings all the way around. There is noticeable engine performance differences from the SR to the standard to the X. this, if you're a guy that likes that real abrupt power and likes to be more aggressive off-road, this bike perfect for you. You don't even have to change it to an 18-inch rear wheel. You can put heavier duty tubes or like a Nitro Moose or a Mr. Wolf tire balls or anything along those lines to prevent against flats. That's kind of standard stuff that we do on the X model to take it off-road riding and racing anyways. But yeah, this bike is going to be more aggressive, but you can throw some handguards on it and go race it off-road. I know that Giacomo Redondi and the Pro Circuit team West Coast, they're starting off with this platform because they wanted something a little bit more aggressive, and then maybe detuning it a little bit. Giacomo is a bigger guy, a more aggressive guy, so he can kind of handle that. There is a slight price difference. You can't go buy the stuff that's on this bike and put it on that bike for cheaper unless you're getting some kind of huge discounts. You can't do that. So that's another reason why some people might grab an SR and maybe if they wanted to put a 18-inch rear wheel on it and go racing or go riding on the trails. The main difference is, like I said, it's going to be the aggressiveness of suspension and power, but both of them make great off-road bikes. I know I race the X off-road. I put a Pro Circuit pipe on it or an FMF pipe on it. It really livens it up. We do the Rideology mapping and able to do that straight from our phone. So really, we don't have the standard edition sitting here, but the standard edition motocross model would sit right here. It's exactly in between these two models. You can buy that model and you can go both ways. You can do the X and go off-road. You can do the SR and go motocross. Like I said, the standard model is right in the middle. The only thing is why would you do that if they offer these models? Kawasaki is offering 3 different KX450 models in an SR, the standard, and the X model for what you want to do. Now, if it's a thing to where, hey, my local dealer only has the X model, well, now you know you can turn the X model into an SR with a little bit of money and make it to where you go that way. You can also buy the SR and turn it into an X model with a rear wheel, different tires, and then make more rider comfort when it comes down to the performance gains and the suspension gains. So again, Kawasaki offering 3 different models is a great thing, I think, for the sport. Hey, if you don't want to mess around and you don't want to do all that extra stuff, they make a bike for you. And then maybe you're that guy that's right down in the middle and you want to go both ways. You buy the standard model, you buy an 18-inch rear wheel, and then maybe an exhaust or something, and you go from there. So, you know, it's a great time that we're living in. All of these different manufacturers offering all of this stuff, and we get to be the benefit of it. Kawasaki, we need some handguards. We need some handguards from Kawasaki stock for the X. Yeah, the motocross models, we don't need them for that because a lot of the motocross guys don't like the handguards anyways. But so wrapping this all up, Kawasaki offers 3 different KX450 models. The motocross model, they got the off-road model, and then they got the special racer, which is the high-level motocross model. But don't think because you bought the X, you can't turn it into an SR. And don't think because you bought the SR, you can't turn it into an X model. You're not stuck with one model if you buy it. There's enough aftermarket stuff out there, and Kawasaki has kind of given us the map on how to get to each model. But don't think you're stuck there with the model that you bought. If you changed your mind and you wanted an X model, but you have the SR, you can basically make it that with some aftermarket parts and maybe some suspension help. But again, it's a great thing that there's 3 different models that you can turn into each other if you really wanted to. And we hope this video helps you decide on which bike is where you need to start right now. This video is designed to help you think of what bike you need right now and what your buy is. If you got some more comments or questions, hit us up in the comment section. Travis Fant's on there all the time trying to answer questions and then ask questions so we know what to make for you guys video-wise coming out later on. We're gonna do a lot more of these types of tests. A lot of people are asking. Honda make 4 different models that come from off-road to motocross to all kinds of different stuff. So the Honda one we're gonna delve into next. But if you got a little bit more time on your hands and you wanna check out the individual tests on each one of these motorcycles, hit that video thumbnail now and don't forget to subscribe, because when you subscribe, you get an alert when we come out with a brand new video. As always, head over to dirtbikemagazine.com. You can see the written versions of these tests and a lot more industry news at dirtbikemagazine.com.